and the highlight is a photo of his.
Oh.
My heart dropped.
Yeah. Welcome to More Than an Inmate's Girlfriend. I'm your host, Jay, and this week is the first episode in April. April is going to be an interesting month of a certain topic that will be trending for the whole month. And I actually have AJ here to give us a little insight on what that will look like. Hi, AJ.
Hi, guys.
So, it was your idea. Do you want to talk about what we're doing in April?
Yeah. So, we're doing something a little different this month. So, this April, we're focusing on stories of people who have experienced pain or difficult emotions in their relationships with their incarcerated partners, essentially, whether they're still together or have moved on. So, also be completely transparent with everyone who's listening while we aim to destigmatize relationships with incarcerated individuals. We also want to be honest that there's challenges to every relationship, like pain, betrayal happens both inside and outside of prison. And I think it's really important for us to recognize these realities instead of completely sugarcoating it.
I agree. It's like, it's real. You know, we're not just saying that this is like the best decision and that everybody should be doing this and that they're all perfect sunshine and rainbows and unicorns. There are some situations where it just doesn't turn out, just like it does in real life, right?
Yeah, I completely agree. And I feel like more or less our goal is really to, empower listeners to recognize challenges and also navigate their situations with more clarity, I guess.
I agree.
So, yeah, I hope everyone tuning in gets some type of value.
Yeah. I think there's trending questions and goals for this month of noticing what those red flags were that maybe we ignore sometimes in relationships. I think that that's kind of what we've been interviewing people on mostly.
I agree. And we have a strong lineup of guests that are coming through.
Yes. Powerful women, for one. I think there's a lot of, so far, resilience and growth and learning lessons that we get to talk about. So I think that's fun too. And do you want to introduce our first guest that we're going to have today?
Oh my God. Okay. So Emily, she's going to be our first guest, and she's really interesting. She's so sweet. I literally love her. We met on Instagram, and her story is manipulation, lies, and being deceived, but also going to talk about the red flags that she's seen, as well as how she's overcome and come out stronger on the other end.
Yeah, she has a lot of insight into what happened. So I think people are going to get a lot out of her because it is a very common thing. Yeah, the way that she sees it, I think, in hindsight, and what she's grasped out of it with self-reflection, I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really good. I'm really excited. I love this month.
I know you do. You are very pumped. You've been very pumped about it for a while now.
I am, because it is real life. And a lot of these women that we talk to were able to come out stronger and move forward, whether they're still with their partner or not.
Yeah. Question, just because Nick's perspective on this month was interesting. How did Dee find it? Yeah. I think our significant others had similar opinions.
Right. I mean, he thought it was counterintuitive a bit because the podcast is focused more on that destigmatizing relationship with incarcerated individuals. However, I try to explain it in the sense that it's not just about the person's partner, it's about the person that's in the relationship as well. I feel like we focused on the loved one's perspective rather than the incarcerated perspective.
I think Nick was worried about the women listening and the spiral that they might go down. And I'm not going to lie that during some of these interviews afterwards, my conversations with Nick were interesting because, well, sometimes it's like, is it a red flag or is it not? So I also think that it's important when we're listening to these episodes to reflect on your own relationship and understand that maybe it was a red flag to that person, but it might not be a red flag to your relationship. Please don't have everyone spiraling.
A lot of the things that some of the girls that we did talk to spoke about, I mean, I really could relate to some of those things. Not in my current current relationship, but in the past.
Yeah.
I really got roller coaster and trying to come out of it and bring your head above water and coming out stronger, and just definitely with, I think, Emily and B too as well. There's two girls there, but yeah, so I do feel like there's going to be a lot of listeners that will relate to it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Well, you guys, we will let you get into Emily's episode. Before we go, just remember to please keep sharing, keep liking, keep telling your loved ones about this podcast, because we are trying to get the word out to more and more people, and it's working, but we need your help to keep doing that. So please keep sharing. And with that, enjoy the episode. Have fun learning about Emily's situation.
Have fun.
Welcome, Emily.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. We're a little bit scared to hear your story, but
don't be scared.
So, do you want to kind of tell me a little bit about him? When did you guys first meet?
Sure. So I've actually known him since like our teens, but we weren't very close until we reconnected back in 2020. He reached out to me, and that was kind of the start of this new friendship, I would say, before our relationship really started. And he would call all the time. We would write letters to each other every week.
And got to know each other. Did you know that he got charged and went to prison when it happened?
I did know that he went to prison. I knew his charges and all that.
Okay.
And this was nothing new. I knew he lived a different lifestyle. That was nothing new to me. We never really had a relationship, but knew him, but we just weren't close.
Okay.
Till we really started talking.
Right. And you said he reached out to you in 2020, or you reached out to him?
He reached out to me.
Wow. That's rare that you hear that.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have mutual connections. So it was easy for him to get a hold of me. And I guess he wrote to me, and then I wrote him back, and I gave him my number, and then from there, that's when the call started coming in.
What did you think when you got the letter? Did you expect it? Did your friends or connections warn you?
I was warned that he would reach out. I didn't really think much of it. I didn't really expect him to. It was more so if he did reach out, then great. But I never expected him to.
Okay. When you guys started talking, was it just like a friendship, or did it go straight into feelings for each other?
No, it started off as a friendship. It was a really safe place for me. I was able to talk to him about anything, and the friendship that we built, it came naturally for both of us, because he would open up to me about things, I would open up to him about things. Especially at that time, I was already going through a breakup, and I was vulnerable talking to him too. I let him in as a really close friend, and I told him everything I was going through at that time.
It's interesting because you hear that so often, and I wonder why. What is it that makes it more easy for us to open up to these guys on the phone? I don't know.
For me, it was more like a safe space. You can't judge me, and I can't judge you. So it's like whatever we talk to each other about, it's a safe space.
Right.
You know, because neither of us are in a position to judge one another. And I would never hold someone's past against them unless it affects our future together or our friendship or our relationship in the future or now. I could never hold somebody's past against them. So I think that's a reason why it's so comfortable for us to talk to these men, because they make it safe. They're listening, they're hearing us out, they're talking to us. And I feel like that's what we want. We want someone that's there to listen, because a lot of guys won't do that.
Agreed. 100%. And is that what made you fall in love? When did you realize you were falling in love with this guy?
That was definitely one of the things, and just hearing his voice, and then what we would talk about and how engaged he was with our conversations. When he started writing letters to me, he started sending me drawings, and each drawing was so heartfelt, and it felt like it came from somewhere, like he really cared, because they were so just, I don't want to say intimate, but they felt like very sweet, very personal.
I know what that is.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if you were trying to impress me with these drawings, but it worked.
Yeah. And how long after you started talking did you guys become official?
We didn't become official until I want to say it was a year and a half after that.
Okay, so you waited a while.
Yeah. So we waited a while. Yeah. And it was not rushed. It felt very natural. We did take our time, but I knew there was a connection. Started feeling a connection because the calls started coming in a little more consistently. The drawings started coming in a little more consistently. And our communication just grew and grew. And so over time, even within like the first 6 months, I was so excited to hear from him. Like, I couldn't wait to hear his voice again. I couldn't wait for him to call me or send me something. And I would do the same. I would send him pictures. I'd write to him all the time. I'd always answer every single call. I would never miss a call.
Right.
So from there, that's when I knew, like, started catching feelings towards him.
And in this time, was there any red flags before you even got together? Or when did you start noticing these red flags, if there were any?
The hard part is when you start liking someone, all the red flags, they're like bullets. You start dodging them. Like, they don't even exist.
Ignoring them.
They don't exist. Yes. It's
Yeah.
so easy to ignore them because you really like this person. You love the way they speak. You love the way they look. You get excited to see them and talk to them. I didn't really notice any, but I will say his jealousy started showing a little bit. And I didn't really think anything of it.
Okay.
You know, I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. Like, you're getting jealous over me.
And was that before you started dating officially or after?
It was after, for sure. I would notice it a little bit before we became official. And the only reason I say that is because, say I had to cut the conversation short and we're on the phone, he felt a little hurt. He wanted to stay talking to me longer, you know? Like, things like that. I don't know if it would make him jealous, but I could tell his tone of voice would change a little bit. And that's how I knew, like, oh, well, are you okay? No, you can call me right back. Or, like, I'm just going to do something and we could talk later. But he wanted to stay talking. So I think that's when his jealousy started showing.
Fair. And was there ever a moment where it started getting too much for you?
Not in the beginning.
No.
I feel like until we started really getting serious, that's when other things started showing. And I felt like that could have been a little too much for me.
Right.
Like, his jealousy would grow, accusations would come up, and just things like that that would make me feel like, well, I'm not giving you really a reason to feel this way.
Right.
So I felt like that's getting a little too much for me because we shouldn't even be having these issues, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Can you give some examples?
Yeah. So he would get upset if I didn't answer a call or two, which, I mean, understandably, they want to speak to us. They want to escape from that world. So I get getting upset and we don't answer their phone calls. But it got to the point where he would get upset if I sent him a photo and I'm wearing like a crop top, and he would get really mad and jealous. Like, why are you wearing that? Like, I don't want any other man to see you the way that I see you.
Right.
And of course I would have to reassure him, but I love him. So I would never not want to reassure my man. I would never want my man to feel like he has to worry about something.
Yeah.
But that was one thing that I just did not like because I don't like getting told what I can and cannot wear. And he knew that from the jump. But at the same time, I kind of wanted to understand where he was coming from. So what I wore was a big deal. And I toned it down a little bit, and it's not like I'm over here exposing everything, you know, like it's a crop top. There's nothing to worry about.
Right.
It's literally everybody wears it.
Yeah.
It's the style.
Yeah.
But he would get these pictures and he'd be like, why the hell are you wearing that? Who are you trying to impress?
Yeah.
Nobody. I'm just trying to feel good.
Yeah, it's so hard as I'm listening to you because it's like sometimes my husband will get mad if I don't pick up a phone call or whatever. And it's trying to differentiate at what point is it not normal. So I get it's maybe a red flag looking back, but while you're in it, it's very easy to miss that, you know?
Yeah.
And like crop tops, I mean, that one maybe is a little bit excessive, but it's also understandable because they're not able to be with you when you're wearing that or whatever, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So would it cause big arguments?
It would cause big arguments at first until he really like, okay, well, you're going to continue wearing it and you're not going to listen to me. So that's when he started to chill out. But
yeah. You said you'd tone it down a bit. Did you feel like you were changing yourself, or did you feel like it was a compromise of the relationship?
looking back, I was definitely changing myself to please him in a lot of ways. At that time, it was definitely more to compromise because I didn't want him to feel any way. I would never want him to think that he couldn't trust me because of what I wore, or if he thought that I was getting attention from other men, which was obviously never a reason for me to dress up and feel cute or whatever. But yeah, I felt like I did start changing myself a little bit, and not just what I wore, but hanging out with friends or doing what I like to do. If I made plans, even up until our recent breakup, if I made plans with friends or if I was ever going out anywhere, yeah, he was not having that. It was always an argument. Every time he'd call me and I was out doing something, it doesn't matter if I'm going to the movies with my best friends, he has an attitude when he's calling me. It was like he got really jealous, like, oh, you're going to meet somebody if you go out and this and that. And I'm like, I'm not interested in meeting anybody.
It's like his insecurities were coming out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And more and more and more.
Did you find yourself not telling him certain things just to avoid it?
Absolutely. All the fucking time.
Because I feel like that's what I would do. Yeah, because it's ridiculous. Like, you're being ridiculous.
He runs to the bathroom and answer the phone like, hey, I'm gonna go do this. Or like, I'd come up with some excuse to avoid arguing with this man, because even if I answered and I was out, and even if I told him exactly what I was doing and who I was with, it was still an argument. And he would catch an attitude. His tone of his voice would change, and I already knew he was pissed off. I could already tell. Yeah. And so those types of things are definitely a red flag, because there's no way that a man should be that mad and that jealous, because you're not always just going to be locked up at home. And
then being afraid to tell them the truth because you don't want to deal with it, even though you know you're not in the wrong. So you're not even doing shady things. You're just... just trying to avoid it. Yeah. I do this, and I don't know why, and I don't know if it's a red flag. I hope it's not. But I feel like sometimes I want to confirm for him what I'm doing so that he doesn't think I'm ever lying, which he's never accused me of lying. But he'll be like, oh, I'm going out with my friend, you know, Ashley or whatever. And then he would call while I'm with Ashley and I'd be like, you know, here's Ashley, you know, so he would know. I don't know. Yeah. I feel like I was trying to confirm my story to be accurate sometimes, and I don't even know why I do it, but I do.
I definitely did that a lot just to give him that peace of mind, and I know my friends would look at me like, well, girl, he doesn't believe you while you're with me, like, you gotta do this every time. But I would do it, and they would do it for me, you know, like, they would just go with it, and he would get mad when I make plans with somebody and say our other friends want to join last minute, and I say, oh, I'm going to be with my best friend, and all of a sudden he calls and he like, who else is there? And that would be a reason why he would get mad. He would get mad like, well, you told me you had plans with this person, and now A, B, and C is there with you.
So you were talking about your friends. Did they have concerns? Did they express any concerns to you other than those moments?
Oh, all the time. Really? They would tell me, why is he getting jealous? They're not even doing anything. And they would tell me, do I really want to deal with that? Do I really want to wait for him? And they would always bring up, because he is incarcerated, why do I want to wait for someone? And it was just that stigma you get because you're with someone who's in that situation, and they just don't understand. But that was always brought up.
Yeah, I have the same problem with the incarcerated thing. It's all the time. And how did that make you feel? I feel like sometimes, not that I go against it just to prove them wrong, but did you find yourself being defensive over it?
I felt a little defensive just because no one's going to understand why I fell in love with this person and the reasoning behind it and how it came about and how it felt so natural until you go through it. And for me, it was like, at the end of the day, it's my life. You guys have your opinions, but you can't tell me who I can and cannot be with, because I wouldn't do that to you guys. I can voice my opinions, but you can't help who you love, you know?
And as your relationship progressed, would you say it was getting worse, or was the good still outweighing the bad?
For the most part, the good outweighed the bad for a long time. Yeah. And I never wanted to let the bad really take over our relationship. I always tried to do things to calm the storm. I didn't want us to argue, and then if I needed to essentially be submissive and like please him in a way so that it would avoid us arguing, I would do that.
Right. And at some point, did you think about marrying him?
Oh, yeah. We got engaged in 2023, and we were going to get married in 2024 during the summer. But leading up to it, I was super excited.
Were you?
I was so happy. I was super excited. I wanted to marry this man.
Were you surprised?
Like, the first time he did it, I was a little surprised because our conversation we had that night that led up to it, and I was not expecting it. And then at a visit, it was super cute because he got on one knee, and then I had already our engagement ring, and he did it in person. And after that, I could not explain the amount of excitement that I felt. I was so happy. I was so excited. And even then, our issues didn't even really matter. Like, I didn't care about that because at the end of the day, I was going to stay with him.
And you're thinking everybody has issues, so...
Yeah, and to me, it's like everyone argues, and maybe not everyone argues about the same thing because they're not in the same situation. Like, I don't have him on a daily basis. Like, I don't sleep with this man. I don't wake up next to him. So, like, how can you judge us when he doesn't even really know what I'm doing unless I'm telling him, and unless I answer his phone calls?
Good point. That's so true. At what point did it change?
It started changing because our arguments just increased. He started changing a little bit. Like, he would get mad over the littlest things. The accusations kept coming. He would accuse me of cheating all the time. Even when I was home, like, if I'm sleeping early because I have to wake up early the next morning and I miss a phone call, he thinks I'm out. He thinks I'm going out. He thinks I'm going to a club. He thinks I'm going to the bar. He thinks I'm just outside, and I'm like, I'm not. I'm home in bed. I barely go out as it is. But he was always accusing me of these things, and nothing I could do to really reassure him worked because it was always that. It was always, I'm doing something. I'm playing games and this and that. And, like, I always had to try to calm him down and tell him I'm not really looking for anybody else. I'm not. You are the person that I love. You are the person that I plan to marry, and why would you think these things of me? And then he would get a little verbally abusive. He would call me out of my name. And the first time it happened, that was like a shock to me because you had never disrespected me like that, ever. You never called me out of my name. And all of a sudden you are. So after that, I was like, I don't know if I could do this again. Like, I don't want to do this if this is how things are going to get. But of course, he apologized. He said that he would never do it again. He knew he was out of line. And I stayed. That didn't happen for a long time.
That's scary to me because Nick's never called me out of my name either. And I'm sitting here thinking, as you're speaking, what would I do if he did?
Yeah.
It would be shocking. And then you would believe them because they don't have a history of doing it.
Right. And then it happened again, and I was not expecting it to happen again. I was not expecting for us to, every time we argue, he's going to call me out of my name and be disrespectful.
Right.
And it just kept happening more and more, and he just got comfortable doing it.
Wow.
And to me, it's like, if you're comfortable calling me out of my name, how do I know you really care about me? How do I know you really love me? Because I'm sorry, but I'm not innocent. I could say he did all these things, but I talk shit back. Right. You know, I was not going to just sit here and take it. I was calling him names. I was disrespecting him just as much as he was disrespecting me. But, like, at what point is enough? And I feel like if we loved each other so much, we should have never gotten to this point. And no argument is worth us going through these arguments and leading to a separation or a breakup, you know?
It's like it's set precedent. To lead to, like, a toxic type relationship that then you just find yourself in and you're like, how did we even get here? But here we are. And I know hindsight is 2020, but did you ever think when that stuff started happening that he was hiding something?
I did.
Oh, you did?
I thought that the moment that he started accusing me of stuff, I always questioned, well, what are you doing?
Wow.
Like, who are you talking to? Who are you sending other things to? Because the communication was very wishy-washy at one point. He would call me one day and I wouldn't hear from him the next day, but his sibling would. And then I would hear from that person that he had called. And I'm like, well, what the hell? Why haven't you called me? And so that started happening more and more.
It's like you were becoming less of a priority.
Yeah. And that was always an issue. We always had little issues. He always had certain people in his life as a priority. And I was always last. And that was not okay with me, because if you want to marry me, there's no reason why I am not your number one.
100. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
He would always call his sister, his daughter, which is perfectly fine. He would never say, don't call your kid. What kind of person would I be?
Yeah.
But when you're prioritizing your sibling and other people over your fiance and the person that you call your wife, that's just weird to me.
Yeah, I agree. So what happened? What was the breaking point here? What did you find out? Tell me the story. I need to know.
Yeah. So we were supposed to get married in August of 2024, and things started changing. Not only was I not a priority to him, like I said, he prioritized other people, and the communication just started slowly becoming less and less. And one day I saw a Instagram pop up on my suggested friends, and for some reason, it stood out to me because the username looked familiar to me. And I'm like, okay, well, I've seen this name before. Well, it was a private page.
Okay.
And so I added it on a different page that was not mine.
You did? You added it?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And a couple days go by, and they accepted the request.
Ooh.
And so I go on it, and there's no post, but there's a highlight, and the highlight is a photo of him.
Oh.
My heart dropped.
Yeah.
I felt so sick to my stomach because the profile was open back in August.
Which is when you were supposed to get married.
2024. Exactly. And so I was going to go see him in September because that's when his birthday is. But I canceled it. I canceled the trip and all that.
Why did you delay the marriage? Well, why did you delay it, the August wedding?
Not only was it because I am a little bit further away, so I had to book, obviously, the travel and hotel and stuff.
Yeah.
But our arguments pushed me back a little bit because we were arguing a little more than usual, like nonstop. And so that just made me pause things. Until we can resolve these issues, then I don't want to get married.
Fair. Okay.
Because I did not want to drag those issues into a new marriage.
Fair.
You know, even though I was still in a relationship with the same person, it's a new step in our relationship, and I did not want to bring all those issues along with us.
Yeah.
Unresolved.
Fair. Smart.
So, yeah, when I found out that he had an Instagram.
So you had canceled the trip in September.
I had canceled it. I canceled it. Yeah. I was going to surprise him for his birthday. I'm glad that I didn't go because I found all these things out.
Right.
Like, he had multiple girls, did not tell me about it. And then after I found out about that, I made a post on a cheaters page.
Oh my gosh.
And I posted a photo of me and him, and I asked if anybody knew him or was talking to him. And at first, all the comments were positive, and then there was one. There was a girl that commented and said that she knew him and that he dated her ex-best friend and that he still called her.
Oh my God.
Heart sunk again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So when you added him on Instagram, were you like, I'm pretty sure this is him?
Oh, I knew it was him. I knew when I added him that it was him. And then I spoke to his ex-girlfriend, and she had no idea that I existed. And they had been talking on Instagram.
Oh my God. How'd you feel?
She had
What'd
no
you do?
idea. I felt blindsided. I felt so hurt and betrayed. And the fact that his closest people knew about it and played in my face and behind my back, and they knew how shady he was, that made it even worse because it's like, I know you have no loyalty to me and your loyalty is to him. But if we know each other and we were close at one point or we talked at one point, why not just tell me to leave him alone?
And how could you let me
or
marry
like
him?
that I should leave him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crazy. And what about this girl? She had no idea, you said,
So
the ex.
She had no idea. She had no idea I existed. And he was asking her for photos. He was messaging her. And she wasn't the only female that he talked to. He was talking to multiple girls behind my back. So that same night, he called me, acted like nothing. And the only thing I said to him was his username.
Oh my
and I
gosh.
said, so this is what you've been doing this whole time? And I was so pissed off, I hung up on him. And then he called me back and was like telling me just excuses. He was just giving me excuses on why he did it, and that he originally got it so that he could talk to me because he had a phone at the moment. And I'm like, but you never told me about it. You never once brought it up. You never called me on it.
Yeah.
So you've had it for 6 months.
Wow.
6 months. And then you wanted me to just be okay and believe what you're telling me. And you've kept it behind my back this whole time. Like, imagine if I didn't find out. You would have kept this shit going.
Yeah.
But you got caught.
It's crazy because then all the opportunities to FaceTime you, to see you, to video you, that's crazy.
And that's another thing that makes me think that you were talking to multiple women is you could have FaceTimed me, you could have talked to me. How many nights did you have that or were you on that and didn't talk to me?
Yeah.
How many?
And how did you know that he was talking to multiple women?
I just knew. I knew he was talking to multiple women because when I had brought it up, he told me that he was going to delete it. He didn't give about it and this and that. Well, it took weeks for him to delete it. And I told him, if you really don't care about it and you're going to delete it, let me do it for you.
Yes.
He never wanted me to delete it for him. Instead, he had his sister do it for him. And I said, why couldn't I do it? Oh, well, because I didn't want to hear your lips. So you're messaging other women. There's other conversations going on that you didn't want me to see. You already got caught. So there's more. And the fact that you have to have your sister do it for you because you didn't want me to do it, that's shady to me.
Yeah. That would be my number one. The first thing I would be like, hey, log in. I need to log into this right now.
California has tablets, and when he did FaceTime me, I would ask him to show me, and he would always give me excuses like, oh, it's on the charger, it just died, or oh, I can't, or this and that, when in the beginning, he never had an issue showing me. But then, as time went on, he didn't want to show me anything.
Weird. Yeah.
And so I knew that something was up, you know? There was something going on.
And did you guys stay together? Is that the point that you broke up?
After this whole having the account behind my back, we broke up.
Okay.
He tried many times to love bomb me and convince me to stay. And it almost worked because I kept answering his phone calls and I kept talking to him, and I believed that he would delete it and that he would keep his word. But by the time he did delete it, it still hurt me. It was still in my head. I was still bringing it up. I couldn't get over it, you know? How can I be with you and if I can't get over something? I can't trust you. That trust is broken.
Yeah.
You cheated on me. You did shit behind my back and you expect me to just be here.
Yeah, can't imagine.
So the love bombing was coming strong.
Like what?
He did and tried everything. He would tell me everything I wanted to hear, but I knew deep inside it was just bull because he wanted me to stay.
Yeah. Did it make you question your whole relationship?
Oh, yeah. I questioned everything.
Yeah.
What's real and what isn't. You played me for so long. You accused me for so long of cheating on you. When this whole time, who knows what you were doing?
Yeah. When you were evaluating the past year relationship, do you know or do you think you know when it changed? Was it when he opened that Instagram or do you think it was before?
I think it was before.
Yeah. And did you stay in contact with the ex?
Did I?
Yeah.
No. She gave me liar vibe too, just because when I asked him if he had talked to her, he had told me yes, and she told me that she was not going to talk to him anymore. And then he finally told me that he was not going to talk to her anymore, and that just whole thing just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't want a man that's going to be reaching out to his ex. No matter what you're going through, you should always come to your, you know, who you're with, your wife, your girlfriend, and not other people. So,
wow. So you never actually went back after the breakup?
We were talking.
Yeah.
I don't want to say we were good. I don't want to say we were back. We were communicating. He probably took it as we were together again, but I wasn't in yet. There was a lot that he needed to do for me to be 100% back with him.
And did you detail it?
Yeah.
And did he do it?
No.
Nothing.
But he still calls. He'll still call me, love bomb me. But until those things are done, I cannot be 100% because to me, you're a liar. To me, you're a cheater. To me, you hurt me. You hurt me. And how can I ever get past that? How can I ever trust you again? Because I gave you my trust. I loved you so much. I gave you everything. I was there for you. You ever needed anything, I was always there. If times were hard and I was unable to do something for you, it makes me question, were you just in it because I was convenient for you? And when I wasn't able to do something for you, is that when you would run to other women?
Yeah. Crazy. I can't even believe it. Would you consider going back to him at this point? It's still so fresh.
It is fresh. I don't think I can fully commit to someone that I'm still hurting over.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I would want to be with him because I wanted to marry this man.
Yeah.
You know, I never wanted to marry anyone else, and I wanted to marry him. I wanted to spend my life with him. He could be home tomorrow, and I would drop everything to be there.
So
but
sad.
with all of the things that have happened, it makes me sad. It really breaks my heart that you did all this to me, and I really, really showed you that I care about you and that I love you, and you were able to do this to me. It makes me question what was real. Why did you make me waste my time?
Yeah. Did he ever give you any answers? Why he did it? Why he talked to his ex?
He did, and I just felt like they were just excuses. I couldn't believe anything. I don't think anything was genuine that he told me. I couldn't believe anything because I'm so hurt. I was so hurt. Even now, he tells me the same thing, I can't get over it.
Yeah.
Because there should never be a reason for you to do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what type of situation you're in. It shouldn't matter how bad we argue. There should never be a reason for you to run to your ex, let alone another woman.
How did it affect you? Your self-worth, your confidence?
I was already struggling mentally aside of the relationship, so that just made me feel really unworthy of someone's love because I gave you so much love, and then to not get it in return, it sucks. How can you claim you love me, but you're not giving me the love that I deserve or the respect I deserve? So it made me feel like, am I not worthy of this? Am I not worthy of love? Am I not worthy of this relationship? I questioned if there was something wrong with me, that you needed the attention from someone else.
Yeah.
What I gave you wasn't enough.
Like what was missing. And you know logically that it's a him problem, right? You can look back and say like, I gave so much, but then emotionally it brings up these strong emotions and it's hard to get through, right? And process it.
Yeah.
And it's like a snowball if you're already down and then you just get knocked down even further. So hard. So hard. I'm so sorry you went through that.
Tough. It still hurts.
Yeah. What are you doing to heal from this?
Just taking it day by day.
Yeah.
I try not to think of it. I try not to question why things ended up the way that they did. I try not to think about it because then it just puts me down all over again.
Yeah.
So I try to distract myself, but it still hurts.
You're still working through it. It must be so hard too, like trying to work through it, trying to figure out if you're even going to ever forgive him or whatever. He's still calling. So it's still very much in your life, right?
Yeah, it is. And I try not to catch myself trying to pick up the phone when he calls. I have blocked him, and then I just unblocked him because I don't know. Part of me is like, I want to hear his voice, and I want to talk to him. And when I have talked to him, it's just an argument. It's an unending argument. Like, there's never ending. So it's like the same thing. And I just don't want to deal with that anymore. I don't have the energy to deal with that.
Yeah.
So I just try to avoid him, even though I miss him and I want to talk to him. But there's a lot that I can't forget. And I'm not ready to forgive either. So there's that.
And what would you say to someone who is in a similar situation at the beginning with these red flags that you were talking about?
I think that a man that can love bomb you, convince you that they love you, and continue to disrespect you are all signs of a narcissistic person because they want you and they're trying to hold on and take control over you. And if you notice red flags like that, it's not worth it to stay because when you don't fulfill their needs, they will look for it somewhere else. And it's not worth it. It's not worth the heartbreak. It's not worth the sleepless nights. You can't even live a normal life because it affects you so much, especially when it affects you mentally. You just don't want to deal with that. You don't want to deal with the tears. You don't want to deal with the heartbreak.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. We're worth so much more, especially when we are giving so much to somebody that we genuinely love.
Yeah, it's so sad. Curious, would you date someone who's incarcerated ever again?
Right now, I would say no.
Okay.
Just because this whole situation, and not to say it's only incarcerated men, because any man on the outside is even more likely to cheat, and they can physically cheat. And the only upside about the situation is that he physically did not touch a woman.
Right.
And that is the only positive thing that I can say, because he did not touch someone. But that doesn't mean that messaging and calling other women is not a form of cheating, because it is. And so at this point, I don't know. I don't think I would date someone else who's incarcerated.
Fair. Because I would never do this again.
I couldn't trust him.
Well, I would never do this again
no.
anyway.
I would never want to do this again.
This is hard.
I would never want to. It's so hard. I already gave so much time. Listen, I don't care about how much money I send you, this and that. I will hold you down on your worst day, but I never want to do that again, because it's draining.
It's
draining.
I
want you home, and I want to know what you're doing, and I want you here with me. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with the lockdown. I don't want to deal with not communicating. I don't want to deal with not knowing, like, are you okay? Like, I have to wait a whole other 12 hours to hear from you. Like,
I know.
You know, like,
you can't reach out to him when something's going on. Yeah.
I can't call you.
Yeah.
If something is going on with me, I have to wait for you to call me, because I can't reach out.
It's horrible. Literally, I wouldn't recommend it. And my relationship with Nick is the most fulfilling relationship I've ever had. I love him to death. I married the man, and I still would never do this again if it were ever to be an option. And not that I question women that do it again, but power to them to be able to be in this type of relationship again.
Yeah, because it's hard. I couldn't do it. I don't have the mental capacity to do it all over again.
Same. You know what? It's an interesting chapter at the end of the day. You know, not a lot of people would do what you did, right? And would love someone who was incarcerated. And you did take that chance regardless. And I feel like...
I did.
Yeah. You still loved, you know?
And I still love him. Love is not something that can easily just be erased and go away the next day. I need time to get over this person, and I can't tell myself, oh, well, he did you wrong, because those feelings were so strong, and because I genuinely fell for him. Like I said, I was going to marry this man.
Yeah.
And it takes me a lot to want to feel that, because I've never felt like that.
Yeah.
I've never felt like the craving of wanting to marry this person, because you're so excited. This is your person. You never want to deal with anybody else ever again, because you know that this is the person that you want to be with forever.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I felt. So, I need time, but I don't think I could give someone else all the effort that I gave him.
And what do you think this next chapter will entail? Are you gonna start looking? Are you gonna what's your game plan when it comes to love after this?
As much as I want to be like, fuck love, I never want to open up to someone else. I am a lover girl at heart, and I know that eventually I will give someone else a chance. But as far as right now, I'm gonna try to love myself and like get back the time that I lost with him, because not only did I lose time, I lost a part of myself loving this person, because I put him before anything and everything. I put this person before. So
would you do it again?
Unless it's being reciprocated, I won't do it. You better show me you're going to bow down to me before I even give you half of what I gave him, because I definitely don't want to go through this heartbreak again.
Yeah. I feel like that's a good learning point. I feel like as I'm talking to you, I'm like, I need to interview a psychologist at the end of this April and ask her how we all move on if that happens.
Yeah. I mean, definitely seek therapy. Therapy is not just for like people that think that their life is going the way that they want. Honestly, I have gone, and it's probably one of the best decisions that I've made, because not only does it help me, but it helps how I navigate through my life.
100%.
You know, it's nice to hear things from someone outside of your family circle, outside of your friend circle, someone that doesn't know you on a personal level outside of what they know and what you're telling them. I think it's so nice to hear someone else tell you or someone else correct you, like, you know you're wrong for that, or like, maybe you should try doing this, because your friends will be honest with you, but of course they're your friends. They're gonna have your back regardless. And I feel like when you talk to somebody who isn't a friend, like, they're gonna tell you how it is.
Completely
Not what
unbiased.
you wanna hear.
Yeah. I'm a huge advocate for therapy. It changed my world. I think that, you know, a lot of my friends, they have young kids or teenagers, and so many of them have put their kids in with counselors. And I'm like, wow, you guys are about to change the next generation to create healthier, happier people who have learned the coping skills, you know, because it can be hard. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry you went through that.
Yeah.
It's
Thanks. It's hard. It's not something that I wish on anybody, because it's hurtful, you know, especially when you try to be the best person you can be and the best partner, and they just take you for granted.
Yeah. How do you move on? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not only that, but like, how can someone take advantage of you in that way at their own benefit? I obviously did it because I wanted to and because I love this person, but you put up with all this time and what they go through. You're here waiting for them, and you do so much for them, and they still don't value you and don't value what you do.
Yeah.
I think it's so unfair.
I saw an interview with a celebrity once where the guy was getting interviewed, and he was like, you know, it's not that I don't have options to cheat on my wife. And like, obviously, given his status and whatever. And he's like, I'm not going to like pretend that I don't. He's like, but the idea of hurting her breaks me. And he's like, and I cannot, as much as I think about it, or like the opportunities arise or whatever, he's like, I would never want to cause this person pain. And I know that
why
would
would
cause
you?
them.
Yeah, why would you? Why would you hurt someone that you claim to love?
Yeah, and it's so basic.
It is, but don't settle for the bare minimum. Like, these men need to go above and beyond for our love and attention, because we deserve it, especially if we're doing so much for them. And we're showing them the love that we give. Agreed. And the effort that we're putting into these relationships. And if they're not going above and beyond, especially being incarcerated, that man does not love you.
Yeah, agreed. I feel like self-reflect always. When I first started dating Nick, or talking to him even, I wasn't even dating him at this point, I was literally searching for red flags because I was afraid. Like you said at the beginning of this about sometimes we dodge the bullets. I was literally looking for it. I was like, please let me find something. Please let me find something. Like, I don't want to be falling for this person. I was so like trying to step away from the relationship, be like, where's the red flag? Where is it? There's got to be. This guy's in prison. He's serving a life sentence. Like, there's got to be something here. And I couldn't find anything, unfortunately. And here I am, married. But anyways, thank you so much for sharing your story. I think a lot of people, unfortunately, can relate to it. In people with who are incarcerated and who aren't incarcerated, like you said, even on the outside world. And I know it's really, you know, vulnerable and hard to talk about it, especially because it's so fresh. Yeah. But I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me and sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
All the healing.
Yeah.
Take care.
You.
Bye.
Thank you.